Hey, this is Dillon here at the Pro Shop at Persimmon Hills, and hope everybody had a nice holiday season. I'm going to take a few minutes and explain some of the changes that the USGA made with their handicap system at the beginning of this year. We went away from the way that we've done it in the past. I just want to take a few minutes and talk about the changes on how to post a score and how much more user-friendly and fair they made it for all of those that are involved, and we'll get into a little bit of information on how to sign up if you're not already a member. It's a very easy process, costs you just a little bit, and we'll get into it. All right, so for those of you that have not signed up yet, as I said, the sign-up process is really easy. We can help you with that here in the Pro Shop. Just see one of us and we'll get you signed up. It's $25 if you're an adult and $5 for juniors. That's for the year. It's not bad price at all. We will when you get signed up through us and you pay us, you'll get an email confirmation. You should, and we'll have to get you your GHIN number. And then if you are a member, the best way I think to go about entering scores and keeping up with your information is going to be to go ahead and download the USGA mobile app that you can go to your app store and download it, and it will allow you to post scores and check your stats and do a bunch of stuff that we're going to talk about as we go through this. When you get your app downloaded, the home screen should have your name, and if you already have a developed handicap index, you'll be able to see it on the home screen when you click your little app and open it. On the home screen, like I said, you'll see you can post a score, you can look up other golfers, you can check your stats, you can do a bunch of stuff, but we're going to go through posting a score in right now and show you. It's really easy. It's really not complicated. They did change this year. You can post a total score, you can post your score hole by hole, or you can even do a hole by hole with stats. The first one we're going to talk about is probably the most easiest. We'll talk about posting a total score. When you click on post score and then post total score, it will bring you to a little menu, and you will see that you have to enter the golf course you just played. So if you played here at Persimmon Hills, you can search it in the top little search bar. Click on Persimmon Hills, whether you played an 18-hole round or a 9-hole round, the tee boxes that you played from. If you are a member here and play here all the time, for score type, just go ahead and select home. It will ask you the date in which you played the round, and then it will ask you your front 9 score, your back 9 score. When you enter both of those, it'll give you a total score, and then down at the bottom you just hit post, and boom, you're done. The next way that you can enter your score, if you are like me and you kind of want to do it hole by hole as you're playing, you can do the hole by hole score. Again, from the home screen, you're going to hit the post score. When it brings you to the next screen, you're going to click hole by hole, and then again you have to enter where you're at. So if you're playing here, click on Persimmon Hills 18 or 9-hole round, the tee box, all the stuff that we just entered on the next one. And then when you hit down at the bottom, you'll hit enter a hole by hole score, and it'll bring you to another screen that will show you. It basically looks like a scorecard. So it'll show you the hole number, whether it's a par 4, it'll show you the distance, and up in the top you have the ability to click what you just made on the hole, and then down at the bottom you'll see next hole, and it should bring you to hole number 2 to 3 to 4 as you go through your round. You just enter it and it tracks you as you play golf. The next way that you can enter your score would be the hole by hole with stats, and this one's probably my favorite because I'm a golf nut and I like to know my green and reg percentage, my fairway and reg percentage, how many putts I had. It's pretty neat, and I think if you give it a chance and play some rounds posting your score this way, you will get some valuable information when you start wanting to work on your game. It'll show you kind of where you need to work on your game. Anyway, hole by hole with stats. Again, from the home screen, you're going to hit post score, and then when it comes to the next one, you're going to hit hole by hole with stats. You have to, again, plug in Persimmon Hills, the tee boxes you played, all the information like we've done on the other two. Then it will bring you again to another screen that looks again like a scorecard, except this time the only thing that's going to be a little bit different is once you enter your score that you made on the hole, it'll ask you the number of putts you had, whether you hit the green in regulation and whether you hit the fairway in regulation, and then you will hit next hole, and you just finish that out through whether you're playing 9 or 18 holes. And when you get done, it will show you, it'll give you a percentage of your round on, how many greens you hit, how many fairways you hit, how many putts you had, all of that. And then once you do that for a little while, you'll be able to go in and see a summary of the last several rounds that you've played on percentages on, how many fairways you've hit over the last few rounds, how many, what your driving accuracy is, your how many putts per round you generally have on average, how many greens you hit on average. Very good stuff if you're trying to assess your game and kind of see where you're at. If you go out and you play good, and you play good because you hit a bunch of fairways and you hit a bunch of greens, then your game's probably in a pretty good shape. If you go out and you don't hit very many fairways and you don't hit very many greens, then there you go. You know what you got to work on. So pretty cool way to look at your game while also keeping your handicap, and just really easy, user-friendly way to get some stats on yourself to see where you're at. The next thing that they made a little bit easier this time is they made it a lot easier for you to follow people that you normally play with in the club, or just people that in the golf community that you want to just keep and take a look at their handicap and their information. The easiest way to do this is go down to the golfer lookup icon. You'll click that, and there will be a little search bar, and you just enter their last name, and they will pop up. And if you want to follow that person to keep track of how their handicap information's changing and how they're playing, you hit the little star, and you can follow them. And pretty neat, if you play with the same group of guys all the time, but you know that there's somebody in the club that's tracking their handicap information, you just kind of want to see how they're playing throughout the golf season, you can very easily get on your phone there and click on their name and see how they're playing. I hope that most of this information made sense to you. If you have any questions, please feel free to come by the pro shop, holler at me, and I'll try to answer all the questions that I can. If you're not a member and you would like to sign up, we can do that for you here at the pro shop. Just holler at us. We'll get you signed up, get your GHIN number, and get you signed on in the app, and let you start easily tracking your handicap index. Again, thank you for your time, and hopefully when the weather gets nice, we look forward to seeing y'all coming out and playing. Thanks again.